bit of acceleration. More. Oh yeah. Turbo noises are so loud. What up, friends? We keep hopping projects here. We were working on this thing. Let me just pan the camera. 3 turbos with a hood. Now we're working on this thing. We're gonna put some rear struts in this thing because there is none, and it's really motion of the ocean. We have some strange double adjustables. The only problem was the brackets on the bottom didn't fit from the factory, so we gotta build some new brackets. We gotta yeet it in the air. Blast off Tokyo's wheels here. We do have to find the right offset for the wheels that we do need to buy for this thing. The only problem being, this is a new edge rear end, so the offsets are gonna be different than a typical Fox body rear end. Now, before I make brand new ones, there's a little bit of a clearance issue, where this, because it has to tip so far forward on the chassis, it hits the edge of the shock here. I might just try and grind down this piece right here, make a little more clearance, and then put it back on and see if clearance worked. Hello, you Clarence. Gonna jam it in the bench vise that nobody told me was super awesome. Thanks, Wes. Perfect. Just barely clears now. Thanks, Clarence. Now, for a while I've been wondering why the seat won't stay in place, and we never did check it out. But whoever put these seats in here put 2 sets of seat rails in it. So the top, this part adjusts the top one right here, but the bottom one just slides freely because there's no locking mechanism in the bottom one. Idiot. 1 set of sliders. This one actually has the lock mechanism on it. The second set of sliders with no lock mechanism on it. That would explain why when you slam on the brakes, you just go flying forward into the steering wheel. It hit me in like the chest a couple times. Now, I'm sure the reason that they just slammed it together like they did is that these rails are actually like riveted onto here, and there's no lock mechanism on here, so I'm actually gonna have to cut these ones off in order to get them out. Wasn't looking forward to doing that, but looks like we're gonna have to now. So basically, strip the mounts off these rails, which involve 2 rivets here, a rivet here, and 2 spot welds, and mount them to these rails. This all could have been solved just by not doing a half-ass the first time. Admittedly, we do a lot of half-ass things around here. You too. I know you doing half-ass stuff. But new rule is you should either no-ass it or full-ass it. I mean, full-ass it or do it right. Something like that. Well, that was one of the more annoying things I had to do. That's like 3 hours out of my way that I didn't plan on doing today. So for the second seat, I think I'm just gonna weld the bottom rails together and just slap it back on the way it was, and then it'll still function, but the bottom rails will be welded. Here you go, perfect example for you. But if you lift this piece right here, this black track can move between here. Now all I did was bolt this black track to this silver track, which means this black track can move the whole time. I don't know who was that smart, but all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna center these pieces up, either frontwards or backwards, and I'm just gonna weld these pieces right here on both sides so the bottom track can't move anymore and it's just the top track. Before I shove too much stuff back in the car, I should probably fix the wiring that I caught on fire, huh? So I have to rejoin up these 3 wires right here on both sides. So I'm just gonna sit in here like a little peasant and do that. And it may not have looked like a lot of wires, but there's 15 wires here. Oof. I'm just using this little Amazon kit right here and these pliers, and we're just crimping them together like this. Neat. 14 more to go. This is actually pretty funny. Somewhere between this right here and where I cut it right here, there's actually 3 extra wires. There's like 10 wires in this bundle and 14 wires in this bundle. So somewhere in this area there was probably some splices in here that I'm missing now. But I have 1 bundle done here, and then I was started on the second one. I was like, wait, there's only 1 red wire here, but there's 3 up here. I am so confused right now. Annoying, but at least it's done. Good as almost brand new. And I did check, all our lights work again. Mint. We did manage to put the carpet back in the trunk here. I had to trim around this and that. Back seats back in, getting an interior again. Obviously the panel that I burned down is still missing though. So just for now, but probably for forever, we've mounted the Holley dash to the dash panel. We took all the gauges out, just kind of made a plate, sandwiched it on there. Simple, easy, hopefully it fits. The problem with the older Fox bodies was the dash wasn't as big and no one really makes a panel to hold the Holley dash on this thing. Okay, let's see if that worked out now. Look at that, we got a dash now. That's pretty cool. So I've been working from back to front here because I wanted to get all the boring stuff done before I get to the fun stuff in the engine bay. All the interiors back in, both seats, Holley dash. Now we get to work on some engine bay stuff. We have here our two 45mm Black Sheep Industries wastegates. Now if you guys don't know, I'm actually part owner of this company and I have been for a long time, since like forever. And these things are the best wastegates you can get for quality, for how awesome it looks, for the price. Make sure to go check it out, blacksheepindustries.ca. Boosted Lifestyle does get you a discount at checkout. Go check it out. Y'all need wastegates, y'all need to be boosted. We're just gonna pull these ones apart because I don't remember which springs we had in them, because these were on the A Turbo Mustang at one point. Now these things are super easy to work with. I'll show you here. We're just gonna remove the tops and one single red spring. Perfect. And this will get us right around 7 pounds of boost, which is gonna be perfect for just what we're running right now. And eventually we will be running onboard air in this system with 2 MAC valves, so it'll give us full range of boost, whatever we want. We'll just put whatever PSI on top of the dome and it'll make whatever boost we want it to make. For now, we're just gonna run it on wastegate spring just to get used to it, and then we can up it after. And I completely forgot to mention, our wastegates have a unique piston design in them. So there's no diaphragm, there's no little rubber thingamajig in here that can break over time after degrading. It's a piston, and the piston goes in this bore right here. And you can actually put like a gajillion PSI to these things, and they're not gonna break. Yeah, super simple to work on as well. Highly recommend Black Sheep Industries, the best quality. Waste skis are back in place. We just need to run a boost hose to the bottom port, which is why I have these 2 jank fittings. They go from 1/4 to 1/8. Well, I drilled them and tapped them for 1/8, and they're gonna fit on each side of the intake manifold here. One on this side. There's actually another port on that side. This one's gonna go to that gate. That one's gonna go to that gate. Super simple. Push lock hose. Oh, how fitting. We've got some green push lock line to match the car. I just had this by chance because Dan bought it one day. Yeah, boy. Tokyo came over, dropped over the engine stand because my motor's coming back tomorrow. Yeah. We put a hood back on this beast, and it's all done. I just have to put some transmission fluid in it, and we can take it for a drive. All right, switching cameras here because this one has the wide angle, that one doesn't. It's been running and idling for about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes now, and it's holding at 200 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit, sorry. We doing it! Turbo noises are so loud! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, splooge on it, Daddy. So our coolant is boiling over here, but it's just kind of coming out of that can over there a little bit. Yep.
Something else in this household does something like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. What does Gina and this car have in common right now?
Usually you gotta press a button, you don't know why. Toby just tried to call me.
Yeah, I think it's overheating a little bit.
Working out to do.
I did a lot of transfer learn to base. We have about 50% too much fuel into it. That's why it doesn't want to get in the boost very good. This can only go bad. Put a rag right over it too. Should you tighten it back up?
Got some pressure.
Yeah. I think so. Well, it did hit 250 Fahrenheit as I was rolling in here.
The
boys hanging out in the sun.
Hey.
They're not locked in there. They can actually, there's like a door to go into the window, so they can come out here when they want. People think I put my cats in cages.
Use your muscles, buddy.
Come on, I thought you did CrossFit. I thought you could deadlift 400 pounds.
He'll do
500
it.
pounds.
Oh, sorry, 500. But you can squat 400.
That was for...
Are you excited now?
Yeah, look at that. Now we just have to put it back in the car.
Just
We literally just finished one car today, and it's overheating. But now we have to.
Can you call it finished if it's still got issues?
It can drive in and out of the garage by itself now.
That doesn't mean finished. That means like.
If it's, you would call it finished if it was from Finland.
Wow.
But this is progress.
Yeah.
Look at.
Yeah.
We need to get the other car in now.
Is this Kyle's race motor? Does the duck with bone and drag weed?
You should see how many mints he bought.
Boxes.
Wasn't that many.
It was like 160 packs.
Way more. 240 packs.
Yeah.
I normally buy a case which is 144, but they changed. So now they're on the tins. And it's just, I'm all frigged.
Why do you like mints so much? What is it?
Because in case any of the homies need a kiss, I'm fresh and ready to go.
Good answer. What does Steve Harvey say?
Name something you like your girlfriend to do to your face.
I'm gonna say sit on it.
Friends, we finally got Gina out here. She actually like hurt herself walking today.
No, it was me chasing after the fucking cat.
Well, she was chasing after the cat and pulled something in her leg.
That I already had sore legs from the gym.
Anyways, I'm gonna show her how to drive it with the 3-speed in it, and then she's gonna drive it after that. You excited?
Yes?
It's already up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit to cool it, so
Is that good or bad?
it's already warm, which means if
guess
it's gonna
that's
overheat, it's gonna overheat quickly. Hot start isn't very good. Just some stuff.
This is the first time I've been in the car driving it since before we ripped the engine out, I think.
Cranky.
You're so smart.
Hey, let's see if it overheats this time. One click back from park is reverse.
Okay.
Idle's still a bit off.
I need to put my sunglasses on.
Like, this is as far as you can turn it.
That's crazy. The turning radius is trash. Look at the T-tops though!
We drive it. So, yeah, I went from reverse was one click back. Neutral's next from that. So neutral sits basically straight up and down. First gear's after that. And then you just pull back for a second. And then you grab the handle for third.
Dang!
Them turbos be loud, right? Oh yeah, it's a cruiser. It needs a wheel alignment clearly, but there's your Starbucks. Let's switch seats now. Would you look at it though?
Look at it!
We should take it to the end of the street to get a thumbnail for it. Look at Goku. Dragging these balls. You comfy? Your Starbucks there? We need a cup holder in here, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Where was the cup holder? I feel like there was one, wasn't there?
I don't think so.
It wasn't like one of those weird ones that like flips out.
You know what? We could probably 3D print cup holders
Oh, true.
and then just mount them somewhere. We do have a slight issue where this one tire is like rubbing a little bit. So hopefully don't blow out a tire.
Wait for now?
One back?
One back is first, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's first, so one more back is second.
Okay.
You probably didn't feel the second gear because it.
It's not fast enough?
Yeah, it's a torque converter, so you were idling along anyways. A little bit of acceleration. More. Oh yeah. Oh my god, the turbos are so loud in this thing.
They sound good though.
They sound really good. That's all. Tokyo said behind us. That's all you can hear is the
It's
turbo.
the turbos?
Yeah. You could probably shift into third now if you wanted and just idle along. Third is actually 1-to-1 gear ratio, so it's probably like fourth gear in the Beetle.
Oh,
If that makes sense in your head.
I think.
So whenever you shift into like fourth gear in the Beetle, but this thing makes a ton more torque, so you can just cruise along in third gear.
It's gotta last for miles of mayhem.
I know, the temp is getting hot. We got a cooling issue we gotta figure out. Which, I mean, if that's our only issue, that's not so bad. We can work with that.
Is it our only issue at this point?
I think so far. Well, the tire back here is rubbing.
Well, we gotta get new tires, and it needs a new windshield, because I feel like... Why does it do this?
It's
almost,
like weird pitted, right?
Well, you guys washed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like the inside or the outside.
No, this is the outside. It's almost like, I don't know if stuff is...
Looks like it was sandblasted or something.
I don't know. It definitely needs a new windshield, though.
Yes.
It looks like...
What do you think of it so far, though?
I love it.
I
do. It sounds so good.
It sounds super good. So we were, oh my god, definitely chewing up this tire right here.
Yeah, we should probably not drive it with these tires.
Yeah. You want to pop the hood, lady?
I don't know how.
The hood? You're going to need to learn. It's right in the center under the steering wheel. There you
What
go.
did I pull then?
I don't know.
I pulled something else.
There's your engine bay. Show it to him. Show it to him, lady.
Look at it!
Look at it. You know you built that engine.
I did.
So if anybody is questioning whether or not they should take on a junkyard LS project,
I can do it.
to be fair, you're a journeyman millwright, but
That's true.
but she can follow directions. So if you can follow directions, you can
Are
build your own
you
little machine.
telling the male population that watch your channel if they can follow instructions, they
Eek.
can do it? Most men don't follow instructions.
True. You're right. I don't. Personally, I don't.
I know you don't.
So yeah, we're having a little bit of an overheating issue. We do run coolant through the turbos, but I think it might be vacuum locked maybe somewhere in the heads. We do have one coolant crossover. This engine actually didn't come with a rear one, and they're actually plugged solid in the head, so I don't know how I would even get a crossover on there. I actually ordered a vacuum bleeder kit thing from Amazon, and it's going to be here Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday we can figure this out, because for a long while it runs really good. It was probably, what, I ran it in the garage for 10 minutes, and we took it for a drive for another 10 minutes.
It wasn't even 10 minutes. It was probably like 5.
5 minutes. It was like 15, 20 minutes runtime on it before it actually started getting up over 200. So if you just leave it idle in the garage as well, be like 200 degrees all the time. I do have 16 in, 16 out on the radiator. I don't know if that's enough, and it's a dual pass radiator, so it should be going through it. Come on, Gina, you can do it. Here's the outside stir. I don't think we got one of these yet. It's actually not that loud when it's warm, kind of. Forward, but you have to like go where the chair is, and then back up here, and then go in. But the turning radius sucks.
It's in park right now, right?
How stoked are you
Wow!
now? How
It'll be
stoked?
so much better when it's got the right tires on it and you fix the turning radius, because then it'll be like,
And we need to put an exhaust on it, I think.
what do you mean?
Like, the exhaust ends right here right now. We'll extend it all the way out to the back. It's not like a huge priority, like right now you can still drive it, but
It definitely help with the loudness too, I guess.
Yes.
It'll like push the loudness to the back.
and we might put a muffler in it.
Just to help?
Yeah, make it even more quieter.
A sleeper car.
A sleeper just like this thing? Like this Honda right here? You can't even tell. Unless I told you there was turbos on it. I mean, look at all the junk I put on it. That was just in a haste because this was all in the back of this car. I really have reorganized everything in here again, but you can't even tell there's turbos on this thing unless I told you. Unless you really look for it, you can't tell. So, the coolant that's going in the engine right now is, it says 71 on the outside of that fitting, and then coming out of the engine is actually 98, which is 212. We get to the top of the radiator over here, and this is like 65, The top of this fitting is like 75. Top of this fitting 30 something. So the front of the radiator 61. And then 73 over here. Why is it so unequal everywhere? I don't know. If you guys got any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Thank you for coming on a ride with me and Gina. I was waiting to see what you would do, but you didn't do anything. That was...
What were you waiting for me to do?
I don't know. I'm gonna redo the frame on this trike. This is our giveaway trike. Every $1 spent on boostedlifestyle.com gets you one entry, but we're gonna redo the frame. We're gonna make it way better. Version 1 was kick-ass. This one, it was okay, but the frame is too short, so I'm going to make a completely different frame, and it's going to be even better than what it is right now. Even though it's still pretty cool. We're still going to use the 420. I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit, make it a cooler design. A lot better. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace easy. Get that meat.